Hi and very good day to everyone. Thank you to having us to be a part of 8th International Research Conference on Multidisciplinary in Social Sciences and Technology 2025. We are candidate with a code paper ID 8th IRCMST 2025 066041. Our paper is the effectiveness of construction module in fashion technology, training for the Worldskills Malaysia competition. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am presenter and also author. My name is Siti Nurain Abdul Rahim, and my co-author is Nurul Kusuma binti Adnan. We are from Politeknik Ibrahim, Sultan, Johor, Malaysia. This study aims to assess the effectiveness of the construction module in fashion technology training, provided for participants of the Worldskills Malaysia competition. The module aims to improve participants' skills in pattern making and garment design by enhancing their performance in competitive challenges. Key factors affecting training effectiveness include weaknesses in sewing techniques, insufficient guidance, and ineffective teaching methods. The research methodology uses quantitative methods, collecting data through online surveys and measurements. The study aims to provide practical recommendations for enhancing the training program, improving overall sewing skills, and addressing fabric misunderstandings. Worldskills Malaysia Belia, WSMB, is a national-level skills competition organized by the Ministry of Human Resources Malaysia. It aims to identify and recognize talented youth for technical and vocational skills like fashion technology, graphic design, and web design. The competition provides an opportunity for participants to compete internationally through Worldskills International. The fashion technology field is one of the 4 modules, focusing on creativity and technical skills in the fashion industry. Participants must create clothing designs, create patterns, cut fabric, sew garments, and demonstrate proficiency in sewing machines, techniques, and garment presentation. The construction module in clothing production involves design, pattern making, measurements, sewing techniques, and fabrics. Mastery of good sewing techniques is crucial for garment quality and durability. Inconsistencies in stitching, precision in finishing, and a lack of attention to detail can lead to poorly constructed garments. Understanding pattern design and cutting techniques is essential for creating well-fitted, visually appealing garments. Familiarity with various fabrics and their properties is crucial for creating visually appealing garments. Making clothes that are aesthetically pleasing requires a solid understanding of fabric and design principles. This study, limited to fashion design students, can offer constructive advice to other industries and contribute to advancing vocational education and training. Based on previous research, Rahima and Nurliza, 2019, show that many individuals face challenges in mastering both basic and advanced sewing techniques. Weaknesses in mastering these techniques are often caused by factors such as a lack of practice, ineffective teaching, and insufficient understanding of the proper use of tools and materials. According to a study by Azlina and Farah, 2021, students who often lack a sturdy foundation in hand skills are more likely to face difficulties in hand sewing. Frequent practice and step-by-step guidance are needed to improve basic sewing skills. Siti Hawa, 2020, highlights that the main issue lies in the imbalance between the front and back sections of a garment. This problem typically arises from miscalculations during the pattern-making process, which may lead to clothing that lacks symmetry or proper fit. Furthermore, confusion between different measurement systems, such as converting from inches to centimeters, can lead to significant errors because inconsistencies in units compromise the accuracy of the design. According to Farhana's 2021 study, about 60% of stitching errors were caused by the mismatch between the fabric and the type of stitching used. This study shows the importance of a deep understanding of fabric characteristics, such as durability, elasticity, and thread tension, in producing quality garments. Imperfections in choosing the combination of fabric and stitching can lead to a final result that does not have the best impact. Munira and Hassan, 2019, emphasize that a lack of fabric knowledge can cause design errors and lower garment quality. They suggest that fashion education should focus more on hands-on experience with fabric properties and correct usage techniques. Based on the construction of the hypotheses, the following model has been proposed in this study. The figure shown in the conceptual model reveals that the construction module is part of the fashion technology training for the WSMB competition. This study treats these elements as independent variables. Thus, the enhancement of sewing techniques, aesthetic design, and understanding of fabric are the dependent variables in this study on the effectiveness of this module in competition. This study involves a quantitative approach that focuses on measuring any phenomena. We chose this approach because we collected the data using questionnaires. The sequence of the research implementation has been documented in the research design framework, as shown in figure. The researcher distributed the questionnaires through an online survey using Google Forms to gather information for the research questions. The figure also illustrates the workflow of the research design for this study. Discussion and findings. The researcher employed statistical software known as Statistic Package for Social Science, SPSS, to analyze the data and report the findings of the study. The researcher has divided the data analysis into 4 sections. Section A focuses on demographics. Section B explores the enhancement of sewing techniques, and Section C will examine the aesthetic and design. Section D focuses on understanding fabric in the construction module. The results of the data analysis revealed significant improvements in sewing techniques among participants. Additionally, the findings highlighted a positive correlation between understanding fabric and successful construction in the module. Frequency distribution tests have been used to analyze the demographic features of data like gender, age, year-old, qualification, background of study, and institution. The result of the frequency distribution indicated that most of the respondents are female, showing 86.2%. The individuals aged 19-25 years showed the highest overall response rate of 44.8%. Respondents who have a diploma level of qualification showed a higher response rate percent, which is 44.8%. Meanwhile, the respondents from Collège Vocational Muar have a higher response rate of 10.3%. The frequency distributions are shown in Table 1. Table 2 shows the enhancement of sewing techniques. The study emphasizes the significant role of sewing techniques in enhancing competitors' performance in competitions. Nevertheless, it is essential to acknowledge potential biases in sample selection and other contributing factors to overall success. Sewing techniques and skill proficiency represent just one component of a well-rounded competitor. Survey findings reveal a strong consensus among participants, with 44% agreeing that using advanced materials and equipment offers a competitive advantage. Furthermore, 44% of respondents believe that adopting new stitching techniques can help reduce the time required to complete tasks during competitions. Notably, 86% of respondents agree that continuous practice is vital for mastering new stitching methods and maintaining a competitive edge. Overall, the findings underscore the positive influence of sewing techniques in gaining and sustaining a lead in competitive settings. This analysis is based on Table 3, exploring the aesthetics and design in the construction module. In terms of aesthetics and design, the respondents agreed 48.3% and understood that the creation of pattern designs must be according to the specifications of the question and design. Meanwhile, the respondents strongly agreed 48.3% that the combination of design and patterns can create aesthetic appeal and current trends while adhering to the specifications of the competition questions, which can ultimately result in a winning submission. 16 respondents agreed that the design of clothing has a good balance between design elements, and the functionality of the garment can be the most important factor in determining the success of a clothing design. Thus, about 55.2% strongly agreed that the pattern design is created with precise and appropriate measurements to produce neatly fitting clothing that is comfortable to wear. Table 3 presents the responses, categorized by aesthetic and design results. Table 4, determination of understanding of fabric. Fabric knowledge emerges as a crucial component in determining the overall quality and durability of a garment. Respondents overwhelmingly emphasize the importance of understanding fabric properties for success in garment design competitions. A significant 65.5% of respondents strongly agreed that comprehensive knowledge of various types of fabrics and materials is essential. This indicates a consensus that such understanding equips competitors with the necessary skills to produce garments that meet both functional and aesthetic standards. Additionally, 55.2% of respondents strongly agreed that a deep understanding of fabric characteristics such as texture, weight, and durability is necessary to create high-quality clothing. This highlights the importance of technical familiarity with fabric properties in the design process. When it comes to design execution, 62.1% of respondents strongly agree that thoughtful selection of fabrics, colors, and patterns significantly contributes to the success of the design and manufacturing process. This suggests that fabric choice not only affects functionality, but also directly influences visual appeal and garment coherence. Moreover, 55.2% strongly agreed that knowledge of fabric handling and final finishing techniques plays a pivotal role in determining the success of the final product. Such understanding ensures that the clothing not only meets high standards of comfort and wearability, but also aligns with intended design aesthetics. In conclusion, the data reinforces the idea that mastery in fabric knowledge from selection to finishing is essential for achieving excellence in clothing construction, particularly in a competitive context where quality and innovation are key to success. The researcher indicates the value of training modules for enhancing the skills of WSMB participants, particularly in stitching accuracy, creativity, and time management. It identifies weaknesses in sewing techniques such as inadequate training, inaccurate measurements, and a lack of understanding of various fabric types and their properties. The study aims to assess the effectiveness of a developed training module in improving these weaknesses and participants' skill levels and performances. The results suggest that knowledge and understanding of sewing techniques are crucial for improving sewing skills. Continuous practice is necessary to refine techniques and produce competent designs. Understanding how to create pattern designs according to task specifications is essential for achieving aesthetic results that align with current trends. Measurement techniques are crucial for adjusting individual sizes to the designed pattern, ensuring accurate and perfect clothing. Knowledge of fabric types and materials used in clothing design can help participants handle fabrics appropriately and select the right finishes for their designs. The success strategy for the Worldskills Malaysia Belia WSMB competition emphasizes practical training and structured guidance to prepare participants for higher quality and innovative designs. This approach hones technical skills, creativity, problem-solving abilities, and interpersonal and communication skills. It also provides exposure to the latest techniques and diverse perspectives. Participants are encouraged to engage in international competitions, such as friendly matches or regional tournaments, to assess their readiness for higher levels of competition. These events provide a clearer picture of participants' strengths and weaknesses, and a valuable experience interacting with competitors from various backgrounds and cultures. The outcomes of these engagements can serve as an objective assessment tool for improving future participation and contributing to their success at higher levels. Creating a more open platform for discussion and knowledge sharing among participants, experts, and coaches fosters a more inclusive learning ecosystem and supports continuous skill development. These initiatives ensure participants are not only prepared for competition, but also able to compete more robustly and successfully in an increasingly competitive industrial landscape. The Worldskills Malaysia Belia WSMB competition allows participants the opportunity to enhance their skill levels through exposure to challenging real competition situations. It allows participants to practice their newly acquired skills, sharpen their agility and precision, and improve the quality of their work through rubric-based evaluations and feedback from experienced judges. Thank you all for your time and attention. I appreciate you listening to my presentation. Thank you.